Hello students, welcome back. Today we will continue with the third video lecture of chapter number 3, that is current electricity. Today's topic is drift of electrons and the origin of resistivity. Okay, so let's start. We'll start with the first part, that is drift velocity. Drift velocity. Okay, now let's start with the first, that is drift velocity. Okay, now see, if you take any conductor, okay, let's take conductor. Okay, what is happening? The positive ion are fixed in it, means the nucleus is fixed. Okay, so the positive ions are fixed, and the free electron, let's take free electron, that moves randomly. Okay, free electron moves randomly when it collides with this positive ion. Okay, it will change its direction. Okay, so this way. Here, let me just change it. See, when this electron, free electron, when they are moving randomly, what will happen? They will collide with this positive ion. Okay, and then after colliding with this positive ion, they will change the direction. Okay, now what will happen? Okay, the electrons suffer collision with these heavily fixed positive ions. Okay, and it will emerge with the same speed but in random direction. Okay, it changes its direction here. Now if we consider all the electrons, then their average velocity will be zero, since their direction are random. Means I have taken the example only of one electron, right? If I take all the electrons, then different electron after collision will have different direction of velocity, right? So this is completely random, right? So now if I take n electrons, okay, if I take n electrons, okay, if n electrons are there, okay, and the velocity of ith electron is vi. Let velocity of ith electron, ith means I equal to 1 2 3 4 up to n. Clear? Okay, then what is the average velocity? See, after collision they are moving in random direction. So what will be their average velocity? Average velocity, I will say v1 plus v2 plus v3 up to vn upon n, right? And this will be equal to 0, right? Or else I can write down in this way: summation of vi I equal to 1 to n divided by n, this will be equal to 0. Okay, the average of vi will be 0. Clear? Now this was the situation when there was no electric field. Okay, when there was no electric field. Now what will happen if there is an electric field in this direction? Okay, if I take electric field in this direction, sorry, not this direction, this way. Okay, so what will happen then? You will find out these electrons will be accelerated towards the direction of electric field, right? So if this was the initial point in absence of electric field, okay, this will be the presence of electric field. Okay, so this b dash, this is the drift of electron. Okay, see the red line, you can see that is the motion of the electron in absence of electric field. But when there is an electric field, okay, when this is the electric field in direction, in this direction, okay, then electron, sorry, not this direction, the direction of electric field, let's take it this way. Then the electron will be having acceleration in this direction. Okay, so this B dash, that is called the drift. Okay, now see what we had done, we had taken this electric field. Okay, consider have electric field E. Okay, or else let's take the electric field, or let's place the conductor in electric field. Okay, consider the situation when electric field is present. If electric field is present, okay, clear. Now then what will be the acceleration? Okay, what will be the acceleration of the electron? Okay, now we know that F equal to ma. Okay, if I take F equal to ma, what is the force acting on this electron is minus ee, and that is equal to ma. That implies a is equal to minus e by m. Okay, so what is the acceleration? Okay, acceleration of the electron will be acceleration of electrons will be a equal to minus e by n. This will be the acceleration of the electron. Let's name this equation as 1. Okay, clear. See, previously we have taken n electrons, absence of electric field. Okay, electron collides with the positive ion, it changes its direction randomly, so the average velocity of ith electron is 0. Now when electric field is present, electrons will experience acceleration. That acceleration a equal to minus e by m. Okay, now again consider the electron. Okay, clear. Now again consider ith electron. Consider ith electron. Okay, at any time or at a given time t. At a given time t. Clear. Now what will happen, this electron would have its last collision before time t, right? I have taken at any time t. Now before some time it may have its collision, right? See, if I am taking this as time t, okay, at position b I am taking time t here at time t, then before some time it is having collision with this positive ion, right? So let's that time be t dash. Okay, let's that time be t dash or ti. Let ti equal to time elapsed after its last collision. Okay, Ti is the time elapsed after its last collision. Okay, let Vi be the velocity immediately after the collision. Vi is equal to velocity immediately after collision. Okay, Ti is the time elapsed after last collision and Vi is the velocity. Okay, then V equal to velocity at time t. Here V is the velocity at time t. Okay, I am just showing you in this figure now what is that. Okay, from this point to this point the time elapsed is ti. Here the velocity is vi and here the velocity is capital V. Okay, now we know about the kinematic equation. What is the kinematic equation? V equal to V0 plus ET. So in this case, the final velocity, okay, the final velocity v will be equal to initial velocity vi plus at. Clear? So now what is I? Okay, or let's take this will be vi plus what is the acceleration? We have derived this acceleration c minus e by m. So I will write it down minus e by m into ti. Okay, so I got this equation of final velocity or the velocity of ith electron at any time t. Clear? Okay. Okay. Now, if I want the average velocity of all the electrons, see, we have considered this only ith electron. Okay, we have considered it's only ith electron. Okay, I am noting down that equation here. What is the equation? The equation was V equal to Vi plus minus E by M into Ti. Clear? This was the equation. Now this was the equation of one electron. Okay. Now if I want to consider for all the electrons, then we have to find out. Then we need to find V average, and that will be the drift velocity. Clear? Now what will be average of Vi? Average of Vi that we had already considered here. See, you can see average of Vi, this is equal to 0, so this is equal to 0. Clear? Now average of Ti, okay, let tau is the average time between two successive collision. Okay, tau is the average time between two successive collision. So for any electron, ti may be slightly greater than tau, and for some it will be less than tau. But what is tau? That is the average time, okay, also called as relaxation time. Okay, what is relaxation time? The average time between two successive collision. Clear? So now drift velocity vd, I will use this symbol, will be average of this, and this will be average of vi plus minus ee by m into average of ti. So what will be vd? Vd will be equal to, this is equal to 0 plus minus E by m into what was this? Tau. Okay, so the formula for drift velocity will be equal to minus e e by m e by m into tau. This is the formula for drift velocity. Clear? Minus e by m into tau, where e is the charge of electron, e is the electric field, m is the mass of electron, and tau is the relaxation time. Clear? Okay. Okay, so just go through this complete topic about drift velocity. I'm repeating this topic in brief. Okay, what we have taken? We have taken a conductor. In absence of electric field, the electron will have random motion, right? And it will collide successively with the positive ions. Okay, I will say positively charged nucleus. So after collision, it will have random motion. So the average velocity will be equal to 0 for electron. Now, if there is presence of electron, then this electron will experience acceleration. How much acceleration? A equal to E by m. Okay. Now, if I consider ith electron at given time t, okay, then let's take Ti means time elapsed after its last collision. Okay, vi velocity immediately after collision and v velocity at time t. So using the equation v equal to v0 at, I will get v equal to vi plus minus e by m into t1. Okay, now this we have taken ith electron. If I want to consider all the electron, I need to take average, right? So we need to find V average. So for that average of Vi that we had already found out after collision, see after the collision, the direction of velocity is random and hence this is Vi average equal to 0. Okay. Tau, let's take the average time between two successive collision means average of Ti. Okay. This is average of Ti. Okay. This is average of just Ti. Okay, that is relaxation time. So the drift velocity will be equal to V average, that is Vi average plus minus E by M into Ti average. So hence we got Vd equal to minus E by M into tau. This was about drift velocity. Clear? Now let's move to the next topic, that is relation between current density and drift velocity. Okay, now for relation between current density and drift velocity, let's take this conductor. Okay, this length we have taken it as delta x. Now you can see that these electrons are moving in this direction. Let the drift velocity be d. Okay, and let this cross section area, this is equal to a. Okay, clear? Now the electron drift, okay, the velocity here is drift as a vd. Clear? Then the distance, this distance delta x, okay, distance delta x, this will be equal to vd delta t. Okay, this will be equal to Vd delta t. Means the electron drift for to a small distance, this delta x for time interval delta t, then delta x will be equal to Vd delta t. How? Velocity, that is equal to distance by time. That means distance is equal to velocity into time. Clear? So this delta x for time interval delta t, this delta x will be equal to Vd delta t, means the electron takes delta t time. Okay, with velocity, drift velocity Vd, then delta x will be equal to Vd delta t. Clear? Now the volume of the portion of conductor. Okay, let's check the volume of, okay, this will be equal to vd delta t, the volume of the portion of conductor. Okay, now what is the formula for volume? Area into length. Here this is the area and this is the length, so the volume will be equal to a Vd delta T. So the volume covered by this electron, the volume of the portion of the conductor, okay, whose length is delta x, will be equal to A Vd delta T. Clear? Now let n be the number of free electron n, that is equal to number density. Now what is number density? Number density, that means number of free electron per unit volume. Okay, clear? What is small n? Number of free electron per unit volume. Clear? Now say unit volume means 1. When the volume is 1, the number of free electron is n. But what is the volume here? A Vd delta T. A V D delta T. How much? So cross multiplication A V D delta T into N divided by 1. Therefore, the number of electrons crossing is equal to N A V D delta T. Clear? These are the number of electron crossing. Clear? Now, what is the charge of one electron? The charge of one electron is E. Now, what are the number of electron crossing this conductor? NaVd delta T. Clear? So, the charge delta Q will be equal to NaVd delta T into E. Clear? Okay. For one electron, the charge is E. For NaVd delta T, the charge is NaVd delta T E. Now, what is the formula for current? Okay. Electric current I is equal to delta Q by delta T. So what is this? What is delta Q? NaVd delta Te upon delta T. So what will happen? Delta T gets cancelled. Okay, clear? So now the formula becomes I upon. When I take A on this side, it will be divided. A that will be equal to NEVD. NEVD. Now what is I by A? Current traveling per cross section area A, that is equal to current density. So that shows that J equal to NEVD. This is the relation between current density and the drift velocity. Okay, relation between current density and drift velocity. Okay, clear? So first, just explain the figure. Let's take a conductor, okay, having length delta x, cross section area A. If these electrons are moving with drift velocity Vd, then the distance covered delta x will be equal to Vd delta t. This is the distance. Volume, area into distance, that is A Vd delta t. Okay, let n be the number density. What is number density? Number of free electron per unit volume. Therefore, the number of electron crossing will be equal to n into AVD delta T. Okay, crossing this volume. Which volume? AVD delta T. So that many numbers of electron are crossing in time interval delta T. Okay, so charge of one electron is E. So charge of this one electron will be NaVd delta T by delta T into E. Electric current I delta Q by delta T. Okay, that is equal to NaVd delta T E upon delta T. Delta T gets cancelled. A, so we get I by A equal to NA. And what is I by A? That is current density. So J equal to NEVD. This is the relationship between current density and drift velocity. Clear? So just note it down. Okay, the next topic. Why resistivity increases with increase in temperature in metals? Okay, now let's start with the relationship between current density and drift velocity. Okay, uh, the relation between J and Vd, that is current density and drift velocity, is given as J equal to NEVD. Students, sometimes most of the time we will write as NQVD. Okay, if you are not taking electron, if you are taking any charge, then we can take NQVD. Okay, here it is NEVD. Okay, now what was the formula for drift velocity, right? Okay, the formula for drift velocity Vd, that was equal to E upon m into tau, minus E upon m into tau. Okay, just only taking the magnitude. Okay, this is the formula for drift velocity. So putting in this, I will get J equal to n E into E square E by m into tau. Okay. Now, what is the relationship between current density and electric field? Okay, that we had already studied earlier. J is equal to sigma E, right? Where sigma is the conductivity, right? Where sigma is the conductivity, and sigma is reciprocal of resistivity. So I will write it down as E by rho. Okay, E upon rho. Where what is rho? Sigma is conductivity and rho is the resistivity. Clear? So what I will get? I will get the formula 1 upon, sorry, E upon rho. This is equal to N E square E tau upon M. Okay, so E will get cancel. So what does this imply? This is 1 upon rho, that means taking a reciprocal, resistivity is equal to m upon n e square, n e square tau. Okay, so this is the equation for resistivity of a conductor. Okay, we know that resistivity does not depends on this dimension of the conductor. It depends on the type of material, it depends on the temperature. Okay, now see, if I take metals, for metals, now see, if you take just this formula, if you take this formula, that is rho equal to, just a minute, for metals. If you take this formula, rho equal to m upon n e square tau, it depends on the mass of electron. Okay, charge of electron, mass of electron is constant, charge of electron is constant, right? So I can say that rho is proportional to 1 upon n into tau, means inversely proportional to the number density and tau, that is relaxation time. So in metals, okay, n is not dependent on, means whether you will increase the temperature or decrease the temperature, number density will remain constant. Clear? But tau is inversely proportional to temperature. Why? Okay, when T increases, okay, what will happen? The collision becomes faster. Okay, means now the electrons are colliding at a faster rate. Now when collision become faster, the time between two collision decreases. That means relaxation time tau decreases, right? So as temperature increases, okay, as temperature increases, this decreases, relaxation time decreases. Now see, means you are increasing in temperature, okay, this tau decreases and resistivity is inversely proportional, means tau decreases. So what does this imply? When temperature increases, that imply relaxation time decreases. Okay, and when relaxation time decreases, that means resistivity increases. Okay, therefore resistivity in metals increases with temperature. Okay, resistivity in metal increases with temperature. See, increases, temperature increases. Okay, now if I take semiconductor, okay, if I take semiconductor, let's take another semiconductor. Now see what happened in semiconductor. Semiconductor, the current is due to electrons as well as holes. So in semiconductor, as temperature increases, okay, this will lead to increase in number density. Clear? Temperature increases, number density increases. So as n increases, this will lead to decrease in the resistivity, right? So in semiconductor, resistivity decreases with increase in temperature. Okay, so this was about the topic why resistivity increases with increase in temperature in metal. Okay, so just note it down. Okay, students, so that's it for today. Thank you.